Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is another beautiful week, another shocking week, as something is being banged on an apartment. It's not one of the apartments around here. It's Hit Play. We're Hit Play. You guys know who we are by now, and if you don't, welcome in. You chose an interesting week to come by, that's for sure. Because last night, well, we're recording this last night, but last Sunday. We're recording this Monday, sorry. But last Sunday was the Oscars.
You good?
Sorry,
You good?
I'm so flabbergasted by the
yeah.
Oscars.
You're so flabbergasted.
So the Oscars happened, and we thought it would be a boring year, and it was, but also wasn't. Let's just get it out of the way now. We're going to talk about it for like 2 minutes, and then I don't want to talk about it again. Yeah, what the hell was that?
The whole show or just the Will Smith part?
Both. Let's start with Will Smith because that's the part everybody's talking about. Unfortunately.
Well.
Or maybe fortunately. I guess it depends on.
You were watching it live, surprisingly.
I was watching it live.
What was your initial reaction?
I thought it was a bit until they cut audio. Yeah. And then there's a picture that showed Will Smith visibly saying the F-bomb. And I was like, there's no way this is a bit. They're just not dropping F-bombs on live TV like that. For a bit. And then it cut back, the audio cut back in, and it was like Chris Rock said, that was the greatest night of television maybe ever, or something along those lines. And I was like, yeah, this is legit. And then obviously all the unedited stuff came out. By the way, America, get your shit together. Why is Australia and the UK have
people can swear on TV?
Yeah.
Why are we against it? I don't get that either.
Like an F-bomb, sure, but you know, Chris Rock saying, I just got slapped the shit out of, or Will Smith slapped the shit out of me is hilarious. And we should have heard it live. But anyways, I digress.
So I admittedly watched almost the whole thing on mute. And then when they would go out to present awards, I would unmute it.
So you didn't even catch any of that?
So I looked up from my phone and I saw Will Smith walking off stage and I just looked back down. I didn't pick anything up. And then when he announced, what category was that even? Was it best?
That was best
it
documentary.
Was a short film.
I think it was short film because it was, no, it was featured documentary.
Yeah, okay.
Because it was Questlove.
I knew it was animated.
Questlove was the winner.
Yeah.
Poor Questlove.
And then when they started announcing it, I just turned it back on. But
so at what point did you realize that happened?
Afterwards, when I was just scrolling through Twitter and I saw all the uncensored stuff, and I was like, gosh, it's a initial reaction. I understand it from Will Smith's part.
No, you don't go up on stage and embarrass another man.
I understand
the
emotion.
I understand why he was upset. Sure,
I understand the emotion.
Completely understandable.
I have never physically confronted someone like that, but I understand the anger towards someone.
Yeah. I am not faulting Will Smith for being upset. I don't think I'm alone in this. The act of him getting on stage and actually physically assaulting somebody on live television.
The funniest part too is that
a grown comedian, by the way, a comedian who is known to have been is willing to say whatever's on his mind.
And the funniest part too is the Academy knows he wins best actor, so they have to let him stay in the audience until he gets the award.
Yeah, it was.
And everyone was just like, "Should we call the cops? What should we do?"
Yeah, it was weird. And then Tyler Perry and Denzel were consoling him afterwards on commercial break, and then his speech was just super PR mode, trying to spin it to where he's a protector of his family and his family name. And
I had it on mute during his speech too.
It was. It went on for 5 minutes, way too long. God forbid we let cinematographers talk, but Will Smith somehow trying to justify assaulting a man is completely okay.
God forbid we let the winner
15 minutes.
What was it? Drive My Car when he won best foreign film.
And they try to cut him off mid-speech. Well, what was it? Editing? Visual effects, where they just didn't even let one guy talk. There was 4 of them, and one of them went on a 5-minute or a 30-second speech. One had a 10-second speech. They cut the third. The third guy said one word, and then they were like, all right, let's go. Let's get off the stage.
To be fair, though, some of these speeches tonight were very, very long.
No, yeah, and Will Smith was one of those. Yeah, it was a weird night, and it didn't feel real. Um, and I think if we weren't in tune, I don't. I mean, the growing sentiment was I didn't even know the Oscars were on until memes were being made about Will Smith, which seems to be the Oscars growing ever growing present or
ever growing problem.
Problem. Yeah, thank you.
Well,
Will Smith, it was good knowing you, man. You had a good career. You had a fun run. We always be known as the Fresh Prince and Muhammad Ali, but I'm just kidding. That's not it for him. Are you kidding me?
Nah.
They'll protect him.
LMAO. All right.
Anyways, that's enough of that.
So, what did you think about the award show in general? The presentation of the Oscars?
Long.
Yes.
Unprofessional. It was like really weird, because usually the Oscars has this thing where it's like almost like it's very snobby and pretentious and everything. Like when Moonlight was announced for Best Picture, or La La Land was, and then Moonlight was, it was like a big scandal because it's like the Oscars always is on top of their stuff in terms of their presentation.
This year
it was weird. It was like
it felt oddly unprepared.
Yeah, like actors were missing. Hosts and presenters were missing cues.
Yeah.
Wanda Sykes was definitely not reading cue cards at all in some of her jokes. She was going off the cuff.
I still have
the Will Smith fiasco.
Yeah.
The fact that there's like a half couch section, which I like the couch section. I think it looked cool. But there's like a half couch section, half theater section in the actual theater. It was weird. It was like, yeah, I don't know. It was just really weird. It was very surreal. I thought we were watching the Golden Globes for a second. Just how unpolished it was.
What do you think about the hosts?
They weren't terrible. I think Amy Schumer had an actual funny monologue. I didn't catch it, but I've heard the thing was like, oh, Amy Schumer, she actually is funny. I don't know. I didn't.
Oh, she had one joke that I actually thought was super hilarious, but I can't even remember it anymore. I think it was I'll think about it as you talk.
Yeah, Wanda Sykes and Regina. Regina, what's the last name?
Hall.
Regina Hall. Thank you. They had their moments. They weren't like, wasn't offensive. It wasn't, laugh out loud funny or anything like that. They had some moments where I chuckled. I think they leaned into the we shouldn't be here because nobody even knows who we are really. So let's just go full out awkward cringe.
Yeah.
Like there's the segment where they walk around the new Hollywood Museum, and she has some good lines, and then she has some not so like. Yeah, that's a little weird.
I have it muted.
Yeah, but other than that, in terms of the actual show, it was an Oscar show.
Yeah.
I will say I did not appreciate we're not gonna show the unimportant awards live, but then we're still gonna tape their acceptance speech and put it in the show. I think that's really weird and it's kind of almost borderline stupid decision.
It threw me off guard at first because they would come back from commercial break and they would already be handing the Oscar out, and I was like, it makes sense if you want to like shorten the runtime, but then don't make your like in between segments where the hosts come out, like don't make that last forever, and then don't let award speeches last forever.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, because award speeches, that's what we're here for. We're here to celebrate these.
I'm just here to see people win.
Yeah, we're here to see the people
be right in my predictions.
This is for some people, this is like
the biggest night in Hollywood.
This is their night. This is their peak of their mountain.
Those people are materialists who think that
this is the top.
Represent quality.
Sure. No, I agree. But I'm just saying, if we're gonna do this whole thing where we think the Oscars is real and it's legit, which there's a debate to be had about. Like, I don't know, let the people who actually win these fucking things, like, sorry, I'll curse that, I'll bleep that out, but let these people who actually win these things actually have a moment to talk. Like, nothing is more disrespectful than Greg Fraser getting cut off. Like, Greg Fraser's one of the great cinematographers working right now. Yeah. He should, like, what is going on? Will Smith should not be allowed to talk for 15 minutes, but Greg Fraser gets 30 seconds, and it's like, all right, we're playing a hip-hop song to lead us to the commercial.
Hey, they played Radiohead one time, and I was fine with it.
Stupid. So stupid. I don't know. That's the one issue I have mainly with the. But that's every Oscars. It's not like. It's not specific to this year. It's every year. It's like that.
Yeah, sadly. I mean, even when I had it muted, I mean, I skipped all the songs. Didn't care. I saw that they were performing We Don't Talk About Bruno, and then Megan Thee Stallion came out, and I was like, no, this is going back on mute. Even though I don't mind her whatsoever.
Let the cast sing the song all the way through. That was disrespectful to me too. It's like, why the how about we let the people who actually made this song good actually sing it? Why do we need Luis Fonsi and Becky G? Luis Fonsi and Becky G haven't made a popular song in like 5 years. What are we doing?
What did you think about the Godfather bit?
Oh, you read my notes, didn't you?
I did. I just see
terrible.
Godfather was
absolutely
trash.
Terrible. The fact that it was P. Diddy who came out. Like, why is it not Lucas? Lucas is the one who is basically the whole reason The Godfather was made.
Maybe
Lucas is the one who convinced Coppola to take the damn job.
The Oscars can't afford what Lucas costs.
Like, why is it P. Diddy? Why are they playing a Kanye song over The Godfather when they have such a classic piece of music?
They couldn't afford the rights to use the soundtrack either.
Because they played it in the beginning, and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, I'm feeling it. And then they cut immediately to some trash hip hop beat, and then Kanye, like, trying to make it seem like this is freaking, I don't know, Power, Showtime's Power or something. Yeah. Like, this is, what is this, Ozark season 5 where Rue is in Compton? What is this? Yeah, that was disrespectful. And then they brought De Niro and Pacino and Coppola. Didn't let De Niro or Pacino talk. De Niro shouldn't even been on stage, if we're being honest. He wasn't even in part 1.
Yeah.
Like, where's Robert Duvall? Where's James Caan? Where's Talia Shire, his sister? Where are all these people? Freaking Sofia Coppola would have made more sense than De Niro. Sofia Coppola was actually in the movie.
She was a baby. She was still there.
One of the most important woman directors being on stage with her father would have made infinitely more sense than Robert De Niro being on the stage. And the fact that they didn't even get a word is also disrespectful. I don't know. The Oscars. What was that article that you read?
Oh yeah, they tried to please everybody and then ended up pleasing no one.
Yeah.
Yeah. You blew it.
There was a weird like the musical numbers just sucked.
There was just a weird energy for the entire thing.
Yeah.
Something about it just felt unnatural.
I agree.
So I'm glad I had it on mute.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
I'm glad I'm not an actor because if I was ever nominated, I either just wouldn't go or I would just stand in the hallway.
It honestly just felt like nobody cared. Like, the loudest applause of the night was when Spider-Man was announced for as a nominee for VFX.
No, dude, the loudest applause was freaking Flash entering the Speed Force.
I was like, oh yeah, and then there was I'm glad you brought that up. There was those weird things where it was like top 5 fan moments. It was like Flash entering the Speed Force. The hell?
One of my favorite tweets about the night was Edgar Wright tweeted about the director for Drive My Car getting cut off during his award speech. And he was like, hey, cut the guy some slack. He's immortal. He can't enter the Speed Force.
Army of Dead winning fan favorite movie of the year.
That's the power was Batista for you.
A joke. And it just shows that the average human being doesn't really know much.
No, I guarantee you that was just a joke. That is 100% Robert Kubica. That is Robert Kubica winning Driver of the Day and getting last place.
Okay.
That is people going, oh, this movie sucked. Best movie of the year.
Yeah, no, I hope that is true.
That's 100%.
Okay, that makes me feel a lot better then.
I guarantee you.
Yeah, it was like Spider-Man 3. The 3 Spider-Mans showing up on screen is probably number 1, and it's number 3 on their list. That doesn't make any sense.
Who knows? Who knows? All right.
Yeah, it was a weird night.
The show sucked, but let's get into the rewards. The awards.
Who's your winner?
Who are my winners?
Your big winner. Just overall, like looking at the winners of the awards.
Not of the ones that I predicted, just overall.
Yeah. Who do you think won the night, other than
The guy who won Best Supporting Actress for Coda.
Supporting actor?
Best Supporting Actor.
Tony
Troy Kotsur.
Yeah, that's a pretty big one.
Him winning. I did not know anything about Coda beforehand, and I actually just completely dismissed it just on the basis of not knowing anything about it and never having heard of it.
I think that was all of us.
But I wish I hadn't done that.
I mean, it was like the third or fourth highest movie to win the Oscars like a month ago, according to gambling odds, which are a great baseline for odds.
I mean, I had never heard anything of it throughout the year. I didn't see any trailer for it the whole time. And what's funny is that actually at my work, we get a handful of deaf customers in. So I have, within the last few months, taught myself sign language just so I can be able to communicate with these customers.
Yeah.
And so as I'm watching the Oscars and I see that this is a movie about children of deaf adults, and I'm like, I wish I had known that beforehand. Now I actually would. I can now
understand it.
Yeah,
you can watch it.
Perfect for me now. I can actually, and I would also recommend. There's another great Ukrainian movie as well called The Tribe, which is all an entire deaf cast, no subtitles, just the sign language. That is also a fantastic movie. I love that stuff like that. The Tribe, I think it's called Children of Lesser God. That's also with deaf actors in it as well. I love seeing deaf characters in movies, and if I had even done an increment of research in Coda beforehand, I wish I had known that for sure. So that, for me, that's the biggest winner. It was also my biggest disappointment, or I was disappointed in myself for not knowing that beforehand. So shame on me.
Sure.
And then it won Best Picture.
It did win Best Picture, yeah.
Which is
a big upset.
I think as I was watching, we had both picked. So you said Power of the Dog. I said West Side Story. As I was watching, when Jane Champion won for Best Director for Power of the Dog, I thought, okay, that probably has the best chance of winning. I did not expect.
Well, I mean, historically, Best Director always wins. Best Picture.
Best Picture.
Yeah.
So Coda winning was also a nice surprise there. So I will definitely have to check out Coda now. So thank you, Oscars, for introducing me to a movie I previously didn't know about.
Shout out Academy.
And what about you?
I mean, for me, it's Denis. Even though he wasn't nominated for Best Director, just the fact that they won everything else, everything that they were nominated in, other than screenplay. They went home with the most awards of 6.
Yes, 6 awards.
I think
How many were they nominated for? Do you know?
I think it was 8. The only ones they didn't win were screenplay and picture.
Not bad.
I think I think he's gonna have his Return of the King moment.
You think
in
so?
A couple years with part 2. Yeah, I think so.
That's a nice prediction. I like the sound of that.
Yeah, because the early returns when I was scrolling. Not that Reddit is the ultimate
authority on stuff like this.
But I was seeing a lot of people being like, "Oh, Denis! Like, how the hell did Denis not get Best Directing nod? But they win all these awards." It's like, that's what I said 2 months ago. Like, how do you? Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that argument again. Go watch that video. I make a compelling case for why Denis should have been at least nominated. But anyways, I digress. Any other surprises that came your way? For the most part, I mean, we got a lot of shit wrong.
We did, but nevertheless.
I had 6 wins. James had 4.
I also purposely didn't pick Dune for a lot of stuff.
Yeah. The ones that I won were animated feature, cinematography, production design, editing, international, and VFX. James had production design, international, VFX, and original score.
Woo.
So shout out to you on that.
For me, I think the biggest. Wait, what was your original question?
Any other surprises?
Any other surprises? Will Smith winning Best Actor was definitely.
He was getting a lot of buzz within the last couple of weeks. That's for sure.
I didn't pay attention to any of that, so it was a bit out of left field for me. I mean, I picked Denzel before even watching Tragedy of Macbeth,
I think we both
we both picked him, and a lot of that was purely just on his age, him being an older actor, giving a Shakespearean performance, literally Shakespeare. That just feels like the thing genetically engineered to win Best Actor.
Turns out they like biopics more.
Yeah.
Which I think is borderline cheating. I think I'll just say it. I think it's cheap. I mean, fucking God, I keep cursing. I'm sorry. Jessica Chastain. She won.
It was a biopic as well.
Was playing a biopic. I mean, go up and down the best actors, actresses. A lot of them are.
Yeah, I know.
Javier Bardem, Nicole Kidman, Kristen Stewart, who we both picked.
Andrew Garfield, Tick Tick Boom. He's a real person. That's a biopic.
Yeah, just real people. So I think it's. I don't know. I think it's cheap. I don't think it's. Whatever. I don't really care for the Oscars, anyways. As we're recording a podcast, it's about the Oscars.
Saying how disappointed we are in it. I would think another interesting surprise for me. Well, I don't know if it was a surprise. I forgot what I had said for best cinematography, but I had said Macbeth, but you had said Dune, so you guessed correctly. Greg Fraser winning for Dune for best cinematography. Not gonna lie, that kind of made me think back to the movie and kind of rethink my thoughts on it, to be like, okay, maybe I missed something in it. Maybe I just wasn't.
Time to rewatch it.
Time to rewatch it, Dune.
HBO Max, here we go.
Nevertheless, though, that was one where I was kind of like, yeah, you know. Okay.
I was surprised how much it did win. I picked I picked it to win, and I was hoping. I mean, not hoping. I'm not like,
Yeah.
It's not like a sports team or anything like that for me.
There are certain categories where you can just, if you've seen Dune, you know it's going to win it.
Yeah.
We both knew it was going to win Best Visual Effects.
Yeah. And
production design was the other one too.
Yeah.
I think we had both also said Best Costume as well.
No,
I
costume.
think I had said scenario.
I said West Side Story on costume.
Okay.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, I mean, there are those categories where you're like, okay, having seen the movie, it makes sense it's going to win those categories because it just has those elements.
Yeah.
Like up to 11 in it, Nevertheless,
I'll say Encanto not winning Best Song or Billie Eilish winning over Billie Eilish and Phineas. Sorry, I forget he has his own artist tag now. Speaking of which, Phineas, fix your hair, dude. Like, you're a multi-million-dollar Grammy and Oscar winning artist. Don't. What was up with your hair last night, my guy? Anyways,
that winning over
Encanto did surprise me.
It's understandable. I mean, it's the last Bond song.
It's no Adele, but it was an okay song.
It's no Radiohead, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I was actually they played it last night, and I was like, this song is not. This is a good song. Like, this is okay.
All right.
I don't know.
The only other category I really have to complain about, though, is Best Animated Feature Film.
I told you. I don't know why you doubted me.
Not that I knew Encanto would win. I think everyone knew that. I was just rooting for Mitchell vs. the Machine because it's just a nice underdog movie. What got me about the category was the presenters beforehand talking about animated movies being just kids' movies.
Yeah.
And all the adults who had to sit through them with their kids. And Animation Twitter, which is the only side of Twitter I follow, spent the next 3 hours going after the Oscars for that small bit.
I remember
Even Phil Lord, who directed Mitchell's vs. the Machine, or I think he at least produced it or wrote it. Oh no, look at that. Yeah, he was one of the producers on it. Even he was like, really? We're still at this day and age when during the pandemic, none of you people could get jobs and animation were the only people who could still be in production. And you still dismiss us as just being for kids when it's not only made by all these people. And then one of the guys who directed Metalocalypse was like, yeah, I got another Metalocalypse movie for kids to make. It's like, I don't know. That was one of the things where it didn't rub me the wrong way, but I enjoyed other people being like, that's such a little, come on, Oscars, you can.
Why you have to throw a dig at us?
Why you gotta throw them under the bus like that? Even if the movies are seen by kids, they're made by adults anyway. Adults have to enjoy them first before a kid
Yeah,
sees
like
them.
nobody's roasting freaking. I don't even know. I don't know. I'm done with the Oscars. Don't ask me to do a show next year, even though we probably
The Oscars are gonna end at the 99th Oscar. There's never gonna be.
Never getting to 100.
We're never getting to 100.
Yeah, wouldn't doubt it. Let's see here. What else do I have in my notes? Power of the Dog going 1 of 12 in the awards. Big oof. Bit
of an oof.
You know, Netflix was they were putting a lot of money into that bad boy. They did put a lot of money into that bad boy.
From what I have seen of the marketing for the movie, a lot of it was focused just on the marketing for the movie was on Jane Campion as the director. And so I feel like all those other elements are kind of getting nominated because it's like, well, yeah, it's a Western, so production design and costume, and, you know, it has Johnny Greenwood, so best soundtrack. But I feel like her directing was always considered the standout element from all of those. Even when I watched half of it because I didn't enjoy it, and so I never made it the entire way through. I didn't even enjoy the directing in the movie, but I understood that it's a kind of directing that people consider award worthy. I probably would have given it to I can only pronounce his last name, Hamaguchi, for Drive My Car, because just the movie just looks amazing. That movie just people don't direct movies like that in America, let me tell you that much. Belfast would have been my only other option. Other than that, though, I mean, yeah. Pretty cut and dry, standard fanfare for the Oscars.
Yeah, pretty boring, other than the Will Smith fiasco.
Very long, too.
Yeah, they somehow cut everything, tried to, and then still was 40 minutes over. What are you guys doing?
What I didn't like was they would come back from commercial, present an award immediately, and then take, 15 minutes to present one more award, and then go to commercial again. I didn't get enough out of each segment of the show. It just felt like it was just slowly dragging itself along.
Yeah, they went down in ratings again. Speaking of
who cares at this point?
They went to like 4. I think the number was like a 4 mil.
Millions of people are still watching the show. It's just...
Well, it helps it's on ABC. There's nothing going on Sunday night.
Yeah.
It's, there's no football. Basketball is not really that big of a deal right now.
Yeah. Nevertheless. Anybody who watched the show
You're a
with
trooper,
full volume...
I could barely do it.
You're a trooper.
You are a trooper. How do you think Netflix feels that they are not the first streaming service to win a Best Picture award? Think they're flipping shit?
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe they'll raise their prices. Maybe they'll make
actually good movies. That's an idea. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe they won't sweep the Emmys.
How about you try that, Netflix? Instead of just spending money on names, let's actually make good content. HBO's been doing it for decades. Look where they're at.
Oh, I remember the joke that Amy Schumer made, where she was like, Jared Leto and Lady Gaga are nominated for most inconsistent accent.
That's a good one.
I was like,
yeah, Amy Schumer was kind of funny. She came out because she did a Spider-Man costume bit where she came down from the rafters in a Spider-Man costume. That part wasn't funny. But she comes out after the Will Smith fiasco, because this was right before the Will Smith stuff. So then she comes out after the Will Smith stuff and is like, "Yo, so it took me a while to get out of that costume. What's up? Why is the room so much different now? Did something happen?" It was a good play.
I see what you did.
It was a good way to
see what you did.
Play it off.
Yeah. Go see Coda, because apparently it is very good.
I've actually heard it's not that good.
Don't see Coda. Didn't deserve to win.
I've seen a lot of articles being like Coda was the third best movie this year.
See,
what is Best Picture nowadays?
What is it? It's all subjective, man. Watch Drive My Car. Watch Dune. watch something else.
So let's test this. Unless you're still going.
Keep going.
What to watch?
No, I got nothing.
Much time? 30 minutes. We got time.
30 minutes. We got time.
How does the Oscars fix their problems?
Stop existing. No.
Well, that's not going to happen because there's too much pretentiousness. They spent a whole 10 minutes talking about the new motion picture museum and like, oh, some of you in this room were donated to it. I was like, shut up. We don't care. I mean, we care, but we don't care. Like, congratulations, Barbara Streisand. You donated so much money, you have your own bridge.
I wish they would explain why they gave out the Oscars. Wouldn't that be interesting?
What do you mean? Like, you want them to come out with a full like script analysis?
No, not necessarily a script analysis, but I just wish that there was a better way to interpret what the Academy was looking for in each awards. Like I said earlier, Dune makes sense for winning visual effects and production design because the movie is just visual effects and production design out the ass. Movie. Yeah. But even still, is that even a good reason to award something for it? Or even the same with, you could do this, say the same with cinematography. It's like, what are you looking for in cinematography?
Yeah.
That you're going to say this is deserving of this award. Mm-hmm. I think that would be an interesting, how they would do that. I don't know, other than outright just doing a full script analysis on stage. But it would be like, yeah, I don't know. I think that would definitely be something that would be interesting to watch. Because there are categories like costume, it's obvious, right? Yeah. Cruella, once I saw the clips, I was like, yeah, if she did all that.
Shout out to that lady, by the way. She had
a good energy about
her outfit, and they put the camera on her, and I was like, oh, that's a fucking wardrobe lady. I already knew it. It's like, I love it. Shout out to that lady. What's her name? Let's shout her out.
It is Jenny Biavan.
She's won a couple, I think. It's mentioned she was or nominated for a couple at least.
Yeah. She's won 3 awards.
There you go.
She's been nominated 11 times. She did Mad Max Fury Road as well.
Yes,
she did the
yes, that's the one I was thinking of. Yes. Thank you.
Not bad. Not bad.
Yeah, shout out to that lady.
Yeah.
Good costumes.
Shout out to Hans Zimmer winning Best Original Score.
Shout out to Hans, his first award.
Ever?
Or second award. First in a couple years. It's been a minute since he won one. Should have won for Interstellar.
Yep, he's won 2 Academy Awards. Not bad.
We just need a reason. My fix for the Oscars is we need to care about these movies. So like, I'm copying this from one of our professors, Mayday. Shout out to Mayday. I know you're not watching this, but thank you. But he theorized that if he was at ABC, what he would do is he would shoot like a 30-second to a minute BTS, sit down with the director, the writers, about why this story matters. Like why the story that we're telling matters in today's age, culture, whatever, right? To give people an emotional heartstring attached to these movies.
What's interesting about that is the Oscars does that, but it's all on YouTube.
And that's the problem. Yeah, that's the problem.
Mm-hmm. I feel like if they did that for each of the categories too, if they were like, all right, best cinematography, Dune is nominated for best cinematography. Here's an interview with the cinematographer where he talks about, yes, in this scene, I approach the lighting this way because it represents X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
All right.
And he can give us a master class on cinematography while he's at it. Just, like,
best production design. We chose these, set pieces because this is inspired by Egyptian mythology. Show us all the cool stuff.
Show us the stuff that actually matters. Not
so much stuff that matters, but just justify your own existence.
Yeah.
Tell us, why did you nominate these movies in a way that is like, okay, now I understand. For the actors and performances, it's fine. You just show the clip of them crying in the movie, and that everyone will say, yeah, that deserves the win.
That's also a problem I had with them cutting all the non-important roles live. Is they didn't show us
clips.
Yeah.
Only a few, yeah.
Freaking Denzel gets a whole 2 minute, and a shout out to okay, Denzel's a bad example, but Denzel, you're the first thing that popped into my mind. Gets a whole 2 minute clip on Macbeth. Him talking to Francis McDormand. But it's like Greg Fraser, we got one still of Dune.
Yeah.
And it's like, what?
Cinematography.
No, the worst example of this was production design.
Oh,
it was a close up of Jason Momoa's face when he was wearing the mask. What? Show us like 5 clips of like the Freeman, Paul Atreides' costumes, like all this other stuff. Like, don't show us freaking Jason Momoa's face close up when he's wearing a mask. That's so dumb. Show us what the award symbolizes.
Yeah, I think we're at the point now where the little, even showing clips probably isn't enough to make people care about the movie if they don't see it. Because that's the other issue the Oscar has too, is understand that not everyone watching will have seen these movies.
Yeah.
Wasn't it the year Chris Rock was hosting one year, and he had a bit?
Too white.
He had a bit where he went to a movie theater and he interviewed people going to the movie theater to be like, all right, this is nominated for Best Picture. What do you think about it? Every single person he interviewed was like, I haven't seen it. I haven't even heard about that movie.
I think that was the year Dallas Buyers Club was.
No, I think it was a little bit later than that. This might have been like 2015 or something like that. Or maybe it was even like 2017 or 18.
Because 17 was La La Land, that fiasco. Yeah. No, I agree. It's funny though, because you go, and here's proof. Here's proof on why the movies nominated matters. Because you go look at the Oscar charts the past decade. It's going down in viewership numbers. Exponentially, by the way. But there's one bump up. And you want to know what year that bump up is in?
What year was it?
It's not a huge bump up where it's like, oh, we went from 6 mil to 20,000 million.
Was it last year?
It was 2019.
2019?
You know what movies were nominated that year?
How many?
That was the year of 1917, Parasite, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Irishman.
So this would be
this was the year that we talked about in our podcast, where I was like, this was
a good year.
Arguably the last. I mean, not arguably, but one of the only good years we had in the 2010s of like bangers.
So you're thinking about the 2020? No,
the 2020 show. It was for the 2019 year.
That's what I was thinking.
Yes.
So
yes.
2 years ago.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I know, it's so confusing.
Because last year was 2021 show.
Yeah, Parasite won.
Year. Yeah.
I think that was also a year though where we just got good movies.
That's what I'm saying though.
Yeah.
It's good movies that people are actually watching and know about. Like all these movies were top movies of the year.
Yeah.
Go look at the box office numbers. Go, you can justify what I'm saying multiple different ways. We had good performances that it never felt like any of these movies weren't deserving to be here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, Knives Out. Knives Out is, I think, the Best Picture nom. Or no, but Ryan Johnson was director
for when the movie's nominated that year.
No. Okay. Anyways,
you probably think.
But I'm saying Knives Out any other year is the Best Picture nom.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. That's just how strong of a year this was. Was one of my points. But regardless, anyways, so yeah, I think I don't know. I just think we need to start nominating more movies that people care about.
Oh yeah, last year Nomadland won.
Yeah. Which is when it dipped again. I mean, obviously, the pandemic killed movie making.
It was a nice chill Oscars that year.
Yeah.
But also didn't really have much in the way of
interesting
movies that drew people. So no, I definitely think that it will also depend on just the quality of the films that year. Yeah, that's the issue with award shows like that, is that if you just don't care about what's being nominated, whether you've seen it or not, there you go.
It'd be like that.
There you go.
All right, many last words?
Will they bring back Will Smith to present Best Actress next year?
Yeah, that is the norm.
If Will Smith doesn't show up, I will smelt my Oscars. Did you see that?
Shout out
Sean Penn.
Sean Penn. What was the context of that? I heard that he said that, but what was the context?
He wanted the Oscars to bring out the president of Ukraine as a presenter during the award show.
He's kind of in a war-torn city right now. I don't think he can just dip for a night.
That's a real America first kind of mentality.
That's a real
we have to be
detached from reality kind of thing.
Bring everything to everyone.
Not even America first. That's a celebrity first.
Yeah, that's a Hollywood first.
Where's Ricky Gervais when you need him to bring everybody down a notch?
Wow. Who knows if he would have been better here? I don't know. Oh, that was another good joke Amy Schumer had where she was like, the Golden Globes will be the in memoriam section. They're going to be in the in memoriam.
The tweet of the night, though, goes out to the Academy for saying, we don't condone violence at the awards. And then the top reply is, you literally gave him an award 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
That was a tweet of the night for me.
Edgar Wright's tweet was the tweet of the night for me. I really like the Flash entering the Speed Force. That was so stupid. Because I also followed comics Twitter, which is the only other Twitter I followed as well. And they were all having a laugh.
They were all up in arms.
Flash entering the Speed Force, getting acknowledged.
Wild night for sure. All right, well that's
what a waste of everyone's time.
That's us for the Oscars. Pretty crappy show overall. Some surprises to be sure. Some movies that we were happy that won. Some that we're not so happy won.
I'll still check out Coda. Nevertheless.
Yeah, we'll figure out something to talk about next week. That's for sure.
Maybe Coda.
Maybe. Probably not Coda.
Maybe King Richard.
Probably not King Richard. Yeah, we're out. See you guys later.